What's up, guys? Welcome to your 2016 America's Winter Championship semifinal. We are here for this match between Zenstyle and Puffin. We have Zenstyle's Tempo Mage against Puffin's Oil Rogue. Getting right into it, we see the opening hands of both players. They get through a quick mulligan phase. They both seem pretty confident and know what they want from their decks here. Zenstyle's just going to get his one drop out and go from there. Worth noting that Zenstyle has the coin, which in this matchup is a rather big advantage for the Tempo Mage. It can use the coin to proc spells, things like Mana Worm, you get a nice little attack buff. Flame Waker's going to throw 2 missiles, and then you get all the way up to Antonidas, and you can get a Fireball just from the coin. Oil Rogue would also love to have the coin just to use with an SI7 agent, or to activate combo on cards like Eviscerate or Tinker's Sharp-Soiled Oil. So I'm sure Zenstyle's happy to see that he's going second in this match. Puffin really hasn't done much as of yet. He's going to wait till turn 3 like Oil Rogue usually does to impact the board. He can start playing things like SI7 Agent and maybe some other spells in order to gain back board control. And with the Prep of This here, he is going to sort of cancel out Zenstyle's early turns as well as get his own 3-drop on the board. Being able to activate that combo for the SI7 Agent and use it to kill a 2-health minion from Zenstyle is a rather big deal. He's got Tempo on the board, and now we're going to see the Tempo Mage have to use a couple spells to recover his board state and hopefully get a foothold back into this game here, as he's already kind of fallen behind. Puffin, on the other hand, is looking alright. He's seen Zenstyle throw most of his cards away already. Tempo Mage can burn itself out pretty quickly if they don't find things like Arcane Intellect or Azure Drake, as they do run a lot of cards that don't have a ton of innate value, and they rely on comboing them with things like Flame Waker or Antonidas, or even Mana Worm, just to get some extra little value out of their 1-mana spells. Rogue is kind of the same way in that it's combo oriented, but they do have slightly stronger individual cards. Things like Tinker's Sharp-Soiled are great with combo, but being able to create a weapon that's essentially a Death Spite without the Death Rattle on turn 4 isn't the worst case scenario either. Although it's not his ideal use of the Sharp-Soiled Oil, I'm sure he's happy to have a clear board and perhaps be able to keep his clear board going into an Azure Drake on turn 5. Mirror Image is a big pickup for the Tempo Mage there. Normally not a great card, just kind of used with Flame Waker. It is really good in a meta where you expect to see a lot of Rogue, a lot of Warrior, or maybe even classes like Druid, where they're only going to be making 1 or 2 attacks a turn, and they kind of rely on using their weapon and things like that to clear the board, because they really don't want to swing their weapon into just the O2 mirror images. It's a really inefficient use of weapon. Antonidas there, really bad pickup for Zenstyle. He's going to be able to Fireball here and kind of clear the board, but beyond that, his hand's looking rather weak, and Tempo Mage has a lot of just really bad draws off the top of the deck that could hurt him. He will eventually be able to make a Fireball with the Antonidas if he elects to hold onto the coin, but that's a long way in the future, and conceding tempo on the board for 3 or 4 turns against Oil Rogue can often end the game before Antonidas would ever come down. Loatheb picked up for Puffin, a really good card against Tempo Mage. As a deck that relies on playing a lot of spells, being able to make their spells ridiculously expensive, really important. Let's see what the Unsealed Portal here pulls for Zenstyle. It looks like, yeah, he's going to pick up a Kel'Thuzad. That's a crazy powerful minion. Worth noting that in Tempo Mage, you're not going to have a lot of minions to actually make use of its active ability. At the end of each turn, it'll respawn any of your minions that have died, which is really nice when you have minions that you can kill off into your opponent's board, make some trades, and then have them come back and just be miles ahead on board. Unfortunately, as we can kind of see looking at Zenstyle's board, and just think about how Tempo Mage works as a whole, Kel'Thuzad probably not going to find a lot of value other than just being a rather big minion. A 5-mana 6/8 is by no means bad, but I'd be really surprised to see Zenstyle get any other value out of it than it just being a 5-mana 6/8. And we do see the Azure Drake come down here, so Zenstyle is on the same thought wave as me here, is that he values the Azure Drake more than the KT, as he doesn't really see a way to get use of its ability right now, and he does need to draw some cards so he can actually find something to play besides a rather slow, low impact on being played minion like KT. Puffin also doesn't really have anything he wants to play at the moment. He does have Sprint, which will let him make a huge hand. He probably won't be able to play much on the board this turn, but he still does have a board lead with his minions at the moment, and he can just fill out his mana curve with the Deadly Poison and get a clear board away from Puffin there, which I assume he'll do. If he found a prep there, he could also look to prep Flurry, which would clear the whole board with the aid of the spell power from the Azure Drake, which would be ideal, but I think he's still okay with just having the Loatheb on an empty board from his opponent. Arcane Intellect is a okay pickup there from Zen Style. He wants to get his hand back to the size, ideally, of the Oil Rogue, but at the same time, he still needs to fight for board, as he has rather behind here, so he's hoping to maybe just play Kel'Thuzad or Shredder and dodge some sort of clear from the Oil Rogue, and then next turn go into Antonidas, coin 3-mana spell, either the counter spell or something else he can find. KT is going to come down. Unfortunately for Zen Style here, Puffin has the ideal answer to a big slow minion like Kel'Thuzad, which is Sap. He's also fortunate enough to find the Violet Teacher off the top, which will let him really press this board lead with all the spells he has in his hands. He has 5 spells, all of them under 2 mana, so he's going to be able to make a lot of 1/1s in the coming turns and continue to build his board advantage. Zen Style is going to make some fireballs here, so provided he can get in like 4 or 5 more face damage, he'll be able to use the combination of fireballs and his hero power to just kill the Oil Rogue before he hopefully bites the dust himself, and it looks like that's the game plan he's going for. Unfortunately, we don't really see many other spells in Zen Style's hand that could sort of support that quick finish game plan at the moment. Puffin is just going to look for an answer here to Antonidas. He also has to be aware of the secret. He'll probably play Thalnos to check for Mere Entity, and then play a Backstab to check for Counterspell. Backstab's your ideal Counterspell throwaway, especially when you have 2. He'll still be able to kill the Antonidas rather efficiently. He still gets the 1/1 as well from Backstab being counterspelled, so he's going to be able to make a nice big board here, 1/1s, deal with this Antonidas probably with an Eviscerate, and then continue to just push his board lead with Boom to refill in the coming turns. He does look to Flurry there instead, which may be a slightly less than ideal use of Flurry, only using it to kill 1 minion when it can kill an entire board. It does push a lot of face damage, and he does have a second Flurry if he wants to use it later. It looks like he is going to use the Vis here as well. Well, it's kind of weird tying from a Vis. He does already have the combo activated, which is a big plus. He puts his opponent ridiculously low against a deck with really no defensive mechanisms besides the Mirror Image we just saw picked up. And he gets benefit from the spell power of Thalnos. I don't think he expects Thalnos to live another turn. We see it die there to the Flame Waker missiles, but it could have died to a ping as well, so it's not really unlucky for Puffin, so to speak. Puffin, of course, not unlucky at all this game. It looks like he's well on his way to win. He can just play Boom here to refill the board, and thanks to that prep pickup, he can also clear the board here with the prep Blade Flurry, which will prevent the Flame Waker from doing any more shenanigans on the board and giving Zen Style a chance to win this game. Because I don't really see a way for Zen Style to deal with this Boom. He could top deck something, he could find an Unstable Portal and do a Deathwing, or something else ridiculous, but short of some Unstable Portal shenanigans, I don't really see a way for Puffin to lose this game, for Zen Style to get back in this rather, but maybe he can do it, you never know. Ethereal Conjurer is potentially a way back into it, although I don't think there's anything he can get here for 5 mana that would actually keep him alive. Maybe an Ice Block or something into a Flame Strike might have been enough. I don't think Cone of Cold is quite it. He could just die to Boombots here. And they come close, but rather low Boombot rolls, so Zen Style knows he's dead. He's going to let his opponent finish him off. Well played to him. Puffin's going to continue his hot streak from carrying over from the Innkeeper Showdown. He's going to look to carry that hot streak all the way through the finals here, and taking a 1-0 game advantage in the first match of the semifinals is definitely a way to do that. So well played to him. We're going to take a short break, then we'll be right back with Game 2, so don't go anywhere here at your 2016 America's Winter Championship.